Alrighty then, in this week's video, I'm not really doing any major projects, so I thought I'd give a once around the shop. So that in my other videos you have at least an idea of what I'm working with and where I'm working and how I'm working and so yeah, the place is a mess because I'm a slob and I'm a working stiff and it's a workshop, not a studio. So let's start off. So these are basically the two printers I have and a washing cure station. They're all Anycubic. It's a Photon M3 and a Photon M3 Max. The Max is absolutely massive and I love it because I can print off great big chunks of armies. I can also print off whole tanks, not in parts, just as one great big model. Just hollow them out, put a couple of drain holes in them, and then, you know, so it's about, what, just over $1,000 for a printer, but for me it's paid for itself. And then the wash and cure station is, I mean, it's a must-have really, just because I don't like leaving them in the sun or anything, and it's so compact and I don't have that much space. So anyway, that's basically my printing station. I can get more into the printers in another video if anybody wants me to. And moving around to the right, the left part of this working space I use for my airbrushing. I've got 3 airbrushes now. I just got a new one, which I'll get into later. But most of my airbrushing stuff came with a compressor. One I bought like a really cheapie off of Amazon, which I got just for basically base coating. You know, it's a trigger variant instead of a 2-stage. And then to the right of that is my actual painting area. The paints I usually use mostly are Army Painter, just because they're easier to get. That's what I'm used to. I understand that they're a bit of a fight compared to other paints. It's just I had so many of them, so I just keep using them. Plus I'm used to them. To the right of that we can see this is kind of my office. This is where I do my work. I'm an IT guy, so I work from home most of the time. 2 screens, but it's also where I do my editing, you know, from this microphone which I'm using right now, and such and such. And this is the other room in my workshop. I built this large, it's 6x4, well, a bit longer, but it's a 6x4, so I can game on it. I also use it as a workbench. I don't put any big boards on there. If you look at some of my videos, I've started making more and more battle maps, so I can just lay those down and then put terrain on them. Those drawers, those plastic drawers there, are where all my terrain goes. I make sure most of it goes flat, and to the bottom there are my building materials, flock, glue, and all that stuff. Yeah, this area is still in flux, so I'm still, you know, moving stuff around, and then I'll pretty it up once it's done. But in the rack to the right on the wall, there's 6mm miniatures that I did ages ago. And then in the wall on the left, those racks there are those are where the armies I'm currently doing. So my Necrons, which there's a video for, and then above those are my Ravensguard Space Marines that I'm still working on. So those are not a quick paint job. The Necrons went fast because I got into a system and there's not too many fiddly bits. But on the Space Marines, I don't know. And also, I've always hated painting Space Marines, but we'll get there. And I just put in 2 Detolf IKEA cabinets. One I haven't even finished yet. The other one I moved all my older models that I'd converted across to Kings of War. These are kind of like my models of shame. They're not brilliant. This is before I was really getting into painting more. So yeah, these are all just at best table ready. But you know, they're there and they're good history, so I keep them. And on the other side of the room we have a bar. You gotta have a bar. So yep. And then behind the bar I've got all kinds of models and busts. These I did learning to use the 3D printers. So you know, and also it's kind of what got me back into painting as well. I used to do just metallic because it's easy to do, and then just thought, well, you know, I should be doing color, you know, knuckle down. For example, this fairy dragon there, that was one of my first ones. And then Once I got the M3 Photon Max, I could start on the larger stuff. So for example, those tanks, Space Marine, we've got an Anubis up here, an undead kind of diorama, which is crappily painted, but again, just trying to get back into it. Yeah, then we've got, let's see, there's my werewolf, which I did. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I tried to do, you know, 2-directional lighting, practice that. Again, this is stuff where I just started painting again. Again, before that I was doing metallics, like there's the werewolf in metallics. There's the a crow lady witch in metallics bronze, which I kind of like, but you know, I just wanted to get back into being able to at least learn to do them in color when I needed to, at a decent quality. I'm never gonna be a show printer. So yep, and again, I can paint off, you know, I can print off a whole tank at once now, and so, you know, just getting those painted up for the Raven's Guard. And there's a whirlwind, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my bar. So now I'm going to talk about the airbrushes I got and a couple of new toys, things like that. So I got a new airbrush, which I'm going to walk you through, a new light, and actually a new gluing station. So up to now I've been working with like all the dodgier airbrushes. So the one I actually bought on its own is this one. This is just like a trigger one, which I use for doing the basing, the ground coats and undercoating and everything. It's pretty good. It was like, I don't know, about $30 on Amazon. I just didn't like the dual action one. It's got a valve at the front for the air pressures. You know, the cup's big enough for what I do. It's got a stopper, and you know, I've taken the end off so I can get closer, and then just put that back on to protect the pin because I keep dropping everything. The next one here is a really cheap one that I got with a compressor, believe it or not. It's dual action. It's just not very good build. I keep having problems with it, and you know, at the beginning I thought it was me. I'm not good at airbrushing, but now I've got this one, which is an Iwata CSHP something or other, letters, numbers, everything on it. This is really nice. The build quality is night and day compared to the other one. Rarely clogs, and you know, I love it. So that's one I'm going to be using moving forward. The other thing I just got is this by Ottlight. Came with a magnifier. Now, I don't like it really. You can't adjust the height. It's, you know, that folds away, closes, turns off. I thought, oh come on, that's great, I'm gonna get one. Put it on my desk, and now I'm like, I can't look through it because my desk is too high, because that's how I like to work. I can't adjust the height of it, so to actually look through the magnifier I pretty much have to bloody well stand up and look down. So you know, at worst, well, I mean, it's a light, so you know, there we go. I have a light. The magnifier is a pain in the butt. Now, gluing, I hate super glue. It doesn't last long. It dries up, it gunks up. This thing is one of those UV light glue pens. You know, light comes off. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cheesy, but it's got a really nice applicator. It's like a little fine point applicator. And what I really like about it is that it is refillable. You just take this top off and refill it, because you don't get a lot of the freaking glue with it. Obviously, it's a little tiny applicator, and they're not that cheap. But I bought one to try it because I really do hate super glue. Now, what I found is you get like 4 bottles of this stuff online, like tons of it, for like $20-something, I think it was. So that's all the glue in the world I'm going to use. And then one of these is a UV light on a telescopic little bendy pole, and that clamps to my overhead light. So now, you know, gluing is a piece of piss, because with that light there, I've got both hands free. So, you know, like this Space Marine guy, Now, the downside of this stuff is obviously you can't use it like a contact glue because the light can't get to where the pieces are together. So you have to kind of keep that in mind when you're using it. But like the backpack on this Space Marine, you know, I put it around the outsides. All I got to do, I mean, plop him together the way I want it, get it lined up, and then it's like one-handed gluing. You know, you just throw it under the light because the glue, you know, is around the seams. So you just throw it around the seams like that. Look at that. I mean, I've never glued that easy. Now, I've seen other people put, you know, these like stuff in super glue that makes it, you know, go hard really quick. But this one also, so you can use it as well as a filler. So, you know, and it's basically the same stuff as what I make the models out of. It's like a resin that's UV hardened. So I can use it as a filler, a glue, and this stuff just works really good. I got the UV light. It's there. It works. So yeah, that's my gluing station. So there you go. That's a quick tour of the Hermitage. Hope it was interesting for at least somebody, a couple of people. I don't know. They keep telling me I'm supposed to do a video a week, but I have to go to work. So, and I don't do new projects every week just for the sake of a video. So hopefully this has been interesting, and you know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Makes it worth me faffing around with a camera on a Sunday. Anyway, thanks a lot, and hope you guys are doing well. Catch you later.